What's up, lovely ladies? It's Monday, and as you can see, it is cold in the ATL. It's been raining all day. I'm sure we need the rain, and I do have a grateful heart, but I need a boat. So if you have a boat I can borrow, let me know. Couple of things. I am going to keep this quick, I promise, but I might be the last person on the planet to use grocery delivery. And hey, Mindy, I did it today. Y'all, I can't even, I've put most of it away, but can you see some of these awesome things? Look at this. I mean, they picked it out for me. Organic veggies. I didn't even have to leave the house. I had to go grocery shopping today because I was away all weekend. And I love my sweet family, but if I'm not here, they're not doing anything for me. So it was time to take control, and I didn't feel like getting out in that. You know, it just is what it is. But listen, I do all of my calendar appointments on my iPhone. I use Google Calendar. I love the utility of that. It's awesome. But you know, when you have things to do and you've got things rolling around and you've never used it. Okay, I'm going to tell you about it later. Hold that thought. But you've got to-do list stuff rolling around. And if you're anything like me, which you might be if you're attracted to me or you're in my circle, I might think of something and write it down on a sticky note. Or I have a little Moleskine something journal, and I might jot it in there. Or I have a notebook that I take to meetings, and I might jot it in there. It's possible I would pull up the notepad on my iPhone and jot it there. All that to say, there are things that fall through the cracks. So if you relate to that, give me some love. But here's what I did. A friend of mine, who's a mentor of mine, talked about this best self journal. And it was one of those things where I've seen that pop up in an ad form over and over again on Instagram. And I finally was like, okay, but people I trust are recommending it, so I might try it. And it's a little different. It's not a planner. It's more about organizing the priority things in your life. It's kind of like that whole, hey, Karen. It's one of those things have you ever heard the analogy? I'm going to use a glass. I'm here in my cupboard. That's where I'm filming. If you have a glass or a jar and you have rocks, big rocks and little rocks and sand to put in, if you put your big rocks in and then you put the little rocks in and then you pour the sand on top, it'll all fit in there nicely, right? But if you take the sand and put the sand in first and then the little rocks in and then you try to put the big rocks in, it will not fit. It's a great experiment to do with your kids. Again, table that for later. But the point of that is, when you don't prioritize what you're doing, you tend to do all the things that you don't need to be doing, right? Like checking email instead of checking into your Facebook group. That's just one example. Doing something random instead of ordering groceries on Instacart. How does this relate to the 2B mindset? I'm getting there, I promise. Hang with me. So when I got it, it's great. It tells you it's totally different than any other tool I've used. So it comes with a couple of little instructions. And I jotted them down. The first one is, it really wants you to create a habit, because we are all much more successful when we create habits. And Tina and I are going to talk a little bit more about habit building this week. Hey, Rebecca. But the first thing the journal said, which I loved, I was like, yes! It said, set an alarm to fill out your journal daily until it becomes a habit. And if you are new to 2B Mindset, or if you started 2B Mindset in May and maybe you have not gotten into a rhythm, or maybe today is your first day, welcome. But I want you to do that. We've outlined this in the group before, but it bears repeating, because until things become a habit, we have to replace behaviors. And it's just like Pavlov. It's just like training our kids, right? If we could tell our kids, clean up your room, and they would do it on the first try, we'd have spotless houses. And if you come to mine, you'll know that's not actually the case. But you want to use technology to your benefit. So the first thing you want to do is to pull out your phone. All of you have a phone, and you probably take it to the bathroom with you. And I want you to pull out your calendar and set a calendar reminder to go off 3 times a day. Maybe 2 times a day if that's less annoying. You can also set alerts or reminders depending on the kind of phone that you have, but I want you to do that. And it's cool because once that little ding comes up or that little flash comes up, be sure to type in there a motivational thing like, good job, Bunny, great work, record your breakfast, you're doing great. And then you will remember to grab your tracker and jot it down, because you have to do this. This is how we make progress, okay? So that was step 1 in my journaling thing, okay? Step 2 was stay accountable. And I was like, this is the 2B mindset, y'all. This is totally what we do. So stay accountable. And the point behind that is anything new, you need people, you need friends, you need people to do it with you. So they even said, we've got your back, we support you. And they've created a whole Facebook group of thousands of people who are doing the same type of journaling. That's what we're doing here. The point is this: you never need to be stuck. You never need to feel like you've fallen off the wagon. You never need to feel like, I don't exactly know what I'm doing. You have a coach. So message your coach, email your coach, text your coach, carrier pigeon your coach, right? If you have a specific question that you don't feel like sharing in this group. But if you ever have a question, find a video, find a post at all, type your question, tag your coach. You will get an answer. If you're struggling, maybe you've had a really crappy week at home or at work, or your child has colic, okay? And you just need support and some love. And this is the place where you come in and you say, I am struggling to stay on track. This is what's happening. I'm not getting sleep, and we are here to love on you. You have support, okay? So step 1 is set the alarm, fill out your journal. Same thing with our tracker. Step 2 is stay accountable, be part of the group. And step 3 is start with the smallest version of the goal. And that's why I love the to be mindset, right? You might have in your head a crystallized vision of where you want to go. You might think, I need to lose 15 pounds, okay? I really feel my best. My back doesn't hurt. I feel great. I have so much more energy when I'm kind of in this type of weight. It's not about the number, but that's just where I feel my best. And you're headed there and you've got this vision, but 15 is a lot, right? Maybe you put on 3 pounds this weekend and you're like, this doesn't work. No, it does. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the smallest version of the goal. Do you know what the smallest version of the goal is? That's right. 2 pounds at a time. 2 pounds at a time. Alana talks about it. You get bunnies for your water bottle because of it. And I want you to focus on that because it's those little victories each and every day that will keep us motivated. You have to look at each daily number on the scale as data, right? Data does not carry emotional weight. I'm telling you, it does not define you. That is not who you are. That is a piece of data. So we're gonna look week over week over week over week to look at where we're going, and we're making progress that way. So number 1, set your alarm to fill out your journal, which is your tracker. Step 2, stay accountable in the group, stay vulnerable in the group, share in the group, connect in the group, and encourage others in the group. If you are feeling like you're lacking love in your life, love on somebody in the group. If you are feeling over the moon about your progress, awesome, share that excitement with somebody in the group. Comment on their comment, okay? Encourage someone in the group. And number 3, start with the smallest version of the goal. It's Monday. I love Mondays, not because you start over on a Monday, but because you have a chance to really think about where you want to be by the weekend, right? Like that's our focus. So we get to stay diligent. We get to drink our water most, veggies first, track it down, right? Use the scale daily. This is a simple plan. If you feel like you have fallen off or you've missed the mark somewhere, you've overcomplicated it. I love you, but you've overcomplicated it. If you're watching the videos and you're acting out the steps, you're gonna nail it. And the beauty of this plan, which is why I love it, I think it's right for you, it's right for your friend, it's right for your mom, dad, cousin, brother, it's right for all of us. It's because it's individualized. Because you are tracking and you're seeing what affects you, it makes you feel your best, what things you eat that you're like, wait a minute, I'm not gonna eat that again, not because it's guilt and shame, it just didn't sit well with my stomach, or it made me feel bloated, or I didn't sleep last night. That's what this is all about, feeling your best, right? Moving forward. So, Motivation Monday, hopping off, gotta get going. But I hope that encourages you because life is often mirrored in other things we progress through, right? It's all a journey. We get to do it together and encourage each other on. Have a great Monday.